Welcome. Good evening. How you doing? Man, I'm all over the place. I was looking for one of the Bibles. I always want to keep a Bible close to me. I have another one right here. So, well, I got double power on here. How about that? God is good. I just want to say good evening to everybody. I'm going to take a deep breath so that I can relax, because this is some serious conversation for us today. Some serious conversation. The topic today is changing the blueprint. Changing the blueprint for the future in this country, right? Thinking about what is tomorrow going to be like? What is it going to be like? And so I want to get my thoughts together, because I was just, my mind was just going so powerful. It was going so powerful for me, because sometimes I be sitting and thinking, and I just use common sense. That's all I do, is use common sense to think about what's going on. And when I do that, then it start to hit me, and I start to not get scared for myself, but I get scared for my grandchildren and my kids, the people that I love, because one of the things I realized when I joined the Marine Corps, when I went in, what I had to do was make a decision. Was I going to make a sacrifice for this country, which I was doing to protect my ancestors who helped build this country? And so I said I would put my life out there to die for it, and I did. Do just that. I went to the United States Marine Corps, and my intentions was to be a faithful servant to my country as well. And by doing that, that's why I do what I do today, because I am my brother's keeper, my sister's keeper, and it's a lot I really want to talk about, but I know that in this country that I did serve faithfully, sometimes they don't want you to say but so much, or talk about your truth. But we got to talk about the truth today. We got to talk about this blueprint. We got to talk about what's going on. Now, y'all roll with me. But first, before I even get started, I want to wish Day Day. She know exactly who Miss Day Evans. I want to say happy birthday to you. God bless you. She's a very dear friend of mine. I have nothing but respect for her, and she is a true queen in my eyes, and sure in many others. So I just wanted to wish her a happy birthday, and a happy birthday to anyone else who may be celebrating their birthday today as well. But I'm just saying thank you, God, and I give praise and glory, and I send you peace and blessings. How about that? So, my mind is all over the place, and I was writing down different things so that I can kind of just stay on track. And I was thinking, about everything that's going on. So, okay, so bear with me. You can call in when you feel the need to add your 2 cents, or you please type in your 2 cents. And let me tell you something, for real, you need to call some people and tell them to get on and listen to what's going on today. Because this is really about all of us and about our tomorrow, I'm trying to tell you, for sure. If you've been listening on the news, they're talking about possibly getting us to start going back out and doing things, right? Let's use common sense today. That's all we're working with, is common sense and facts, okay? We're working with common sense and facts. People to people, power to power, positive thinking people. People, look, 90% of us, one way or another, we connected, and we have to deal with each other. We got different levels of people. The power are different levels, and different powers have different ways of maintaining the power for the power that's beneath them. And it's different levels of power. Remember that I told you that. It's different levels of power that are operating, okay? I'm going to do a welcome to Kathy McKnight, Rachel Pope, Vicky, my sister-in-law, Selena Pope, Teresa Miles, my auntie, Josephine Harris, Liz Ashton. Much love. Listen, let me tell you, y'all need to get some people to call in and I mean, get them to get on their phones or computers or whatever and check in and watch what we're talking about today, because this is real. This is not, everything has changed. Everything has changed. Now, we're going to use some common sense. We're going to talk about a few things. One, just recently they start talking about opening up the hair salons, opening up the barber shops, opening up the nail salons, okay? Things that, you know, a crowd of people go to, and they sit in there and really, when you think about it, in this United States, you think about where you see most of the barber shops and the nail salons and the hair salons. Think about where you see them at. But we didn't hear anything about the golf courses opening up, the country clubs. We didn't hear nothing about those. Okay, and you can go in there by yourself and be by yourself and entertain yourself on a big field, right, where nothing's gonna bother you. And it's up to you. And I know people play golf when it's cold. Some of them might even do it when it's raining. But we ain't heard nothing about no places like that being open. Follow me, okay? Now, something else I want you to think about. In this country, tell me one thing, and I've said this to many people, tell me one thing that they give you free in this country, okay? One way or another, you're going to pay for something. Even with food stamps, they got you one way or another. They tracking you, they doing something, but tell me one thing they really give you free. The only thing that I really noticed that they ever gave free, and I'm talking about you can go to Walmart, you can go to the grocery store, you can go to CVS, and you might can get it at one of them ice cream trucks the way they be doing it, and that's the flu shot, right? They always say, you can get the flu shot, they want you to come get it, it's free. I never understood that. Right now, we're in this crisis, and they're not talking about getting no shot. They're not talking about giving you, even if we were talking about the stimulus checks and all that, how many people, you can talk to a good handful of people, a lot of people didn't even receive them. Now, I heard on the news that some people might not be getting them until September. I mean, this is crazy. But let's just use some common sense. That's all I'm saying. If this, for them to start talking about letting people back out, why haven't they have some kind of trucks and things going around talking about free testing? Come on. We can go get a flu shot, which you don't know what they're sticking in your arm anyway. But here they're talking about go back out. Now I got to be careful, because you know something. I know Martin Luther King, when he was walking and doing the protests and everything, I knew in his mind he knew that, if I go so far, something could happen, and he knew he had to make that decision. So I'm making that decision for my grandchildren. My children are old enough, they can kind of fend for themselves, but I'm worried about my grandchildren. I'm worried about their future, because from this point on, it's nothing going to be the same. Okay, they done already stereotyped, most of us said that again, that most of us was getting this virus. When I say most of us, they were saying Black Americans. Why was most of the Black Americans getting it? Because a lot of us have been in poverty. We didn't have doctors. We didn't have health insurance. All of this goes way back. Remember we were talking about the other day about our ancestors? You gotta go back. You gotta pay attention to what happened before, because it tells you about what may happen tomorrow. That's how the Bible works. The Bible will tell you about what happened back when Jesus was walking the earth. And it tells you what's going to happen billions of years coming. But where are we? Things were so bad that they got us going around, but no free, we're not getting they ain't putting out no free testing all over the place. They talking about that's a problem. I don't know how that's a problem. If all they needed some Q-tips and a few things to stick up your nose, it should be testing everywhere. But what we doing? We running out here. We got masks. I got a mask right? With PTP put on it. Okay? I'm out here fighting to get toilet paper and Lysol. But all of a sudden, I can't get tested. We got people who won't go to the hospital because they're afraid. But all of a sudden, now they're talking about opening hair salons and barbershops and these things. I'm telling y'all better pay attention. Pay attention. Now, this is for all of us in this country. It's real talk today. So, right, we must use our brain on this one. Kathy, you are right. We have to use our brain. We're going to pay that money back one way or the other. Come on, Miss Josephine, you don't know? Let me tell you something. They don't give you nothing free. I took the flu shot a long time ago. I was sick as a dog. Okay? And I realized something. You know what? God put enough on this earth for me to be able to maintain my health without having to let somebody stick something in my arm that I don't even know what it is. So, I'm telling you, history is repeating itself. You know it is. You know what's happening? History is repeating itself because when certain individuals start to see a certain level of people get knowledge, they know they got to do something about it. They got to make a change. They got to do something. I'm telling you. This is our new normal. The next peak is coming and we haven't gotten through this one yet. Come on. But they telling us we can get ready to go back to the barbershops. I got to use this terminology. How many fools is getting ready to run out there and you ain't really going nowhere to get your hair cut and get your nails done and get your weed put in? Come on. Back up. Back up and think about what's going on. You got to watch and use just common sense because I'm telling you, it is so important that we be aware of what's going on. You know, if I said what I really wanted to say, I may not be here tomorrow. Okay? So, I ask you to use common sense and do a little bit of thinking on your own so that we can maintain because I don't want, I don't want us in no bad shape. And I for real, I love the Lord and I love the earth and I'm not trying to leave here no time soon. But I got to keep it real. I'm not going to sit back and just don't say nothing. I'm not that type of person. No. And I get on here because it's my duty. It's my duty. This is my dream. This is part of my blueprint. That's what I was talking about. You better have a blueprint. Talk about that. Get your blueprint. Get it so that you're going to be able to help your children be able to deal with this epidemic that has taken place that's going to change everything. They got people now that once we start running out, it's going to be chaotic because they got you scared. They got you believing one thing when you don't even know where it came from. If you want to cut the people loose and get them back out there, let them know that, people are not still dying. That you got a person that had the virus and you got a remedy for it. And then tell them that it's free at CVS and at Walmart and at Giant where you're making everybody go in and have masks and gloves to go into the stores. I mean, we got to think about that. They're injecting us with stuff we're fighting against. I've never gotten the flu shot. We have no idea what's being injected into our bodies. Remember history. They injected us with, venereal disease. Let me tell you something. Now, I'm going to talk to white America for a minute. Listen to me. You know what? We are different a little bit, okay? And I got a lot of white friends, and I love you, and I don't mean you no disrespect. And all the white folks that got God in their life, or they don't mind walking along the side of me, guess what? Those are some of the brothers that I was fighting. I was overseas with. I joined the military with, and we only had one color when we was in there, and that was green. That was the green machine of the Marines, okay? And so it was when you travel around the world, you start to see what it's made of. But when I talk about this, it's been so crazy with this division that we have lost our common sense on how we go about things, right? So they tell us it's raining when they're peeing on us. Hey, it's raining. It's yellow. It got a little tawny smell to it. But they want you to believe that it's rain. Okay? My doctor one time asked me, he said, hey, Mr. Grimes, let me ask you a question. He said, why you won't take the flu shot? I said, sir, do you really, really want to know? He said, yeah. I said, tell me one thing that they give a black man free in this country. That's what I asked him. Tell me. You just name me one thing that they do that really helped me to move forward. And you want me to let you put that in my arm? He said, well, I'm telling you, this is not this. They be testing these things. I said, you just said it. They do be testing. That's right. They be testing. So I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not 100% sure what's in it, but I know one thing: they give it away free. I tell you that. And where you're looking at right now, what is going on with us with this? Stay home, keep your distance, pay attention, stay prayed up, and get your blueprint plan in order. Get your young people to start thinking. Let me show you something else. I wrote me a few notes that so that I want to stay on it. I want you to think about a drug dealer, right? Think about a drug dealer. A drug dealer coming to your neighborhood with drugs, and his one intention is to dominate that area which he penetrates with the drugs. He comes in, he wants your money. He don't care nothing about your spirituality. He don't care about your soul. He don't even care about your grandmother, your aunt, your son, your niece, your daughter. Most drug dealers, they will come in there and they will drop that load on it, and some of them sell it to their own families because they don't have that sense of moral in them. Because they want to be in control. They want to dominate. They hungry for that power. Remember, people to people, power to power, power to thing people. Okay, let me show you where the people to people come in. Okay, the drug dealer, they got their little group and they transferring the stuff, and what they say, we going to the low income areas and make sure we get these drugs put in there, and so we can manipulate these people and get this money. More money, they drive bigger cars, bigger houses, and so forth and so on, and then they get this such and such power that people be giving them. Don't mind me, I'm keep looking over. Oops, Scottsdale don't have any in their neighborhood or stores. I don't know what that is. I think, Angela, you might be saying they don't have they weren't giving the flu shots out or something of that nature. Okay, well, I'm just saying, let me tell you something. Stay with me. Stay with me. It is important that we pay attention, especially to all of us that have our children. Okay? You got to educate them. Give them the blueprint of God first. Give them the blueprint of family and structure. And give them the blueprint on self-preservation. When you start to do those things, you're going to make a difference. Because what happened is a lot of us was running scared. We're in a position where we're not doing anything. What's my blueprint? My blueprint is I do real talk, people to people, power to power, power to thing people. I do production. That's what I love doing, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. And that's part of my blueprint, and that's for me to be my brother's keeper and to help you, for you to help me. So believe me, I am so excited about this situation, because today I was just thinking, oh my God, the more and more I listen, I realize that they are in a position to possibly say, okay, y'all can go free. I got to call her. I know who that is. That's the Queen, Miss Rachel Pope. How you doing?
I'm doing good, my brother. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm a little excited, but
yeah, I can feel it.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to get a message out, because it's necessary for myself. This is not just about me. This is about us. It's about all of us. It's about all of us. And if we don't do something, there you go. And when I say everybody, white, black, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Asians, all of us.
Yeah, it can't tell the color.
And
Cannot tell the color.
and this as they said, this virus doesn't care nothing about a race or how much money you got, right?
It does. It doesn't. And it all boils down to common sense. It all boils down to you taking care of yourself, your inner being, your inner shell, so it can protect outwardly.
Right.
Okay, we're talking about your health. You need to have your health before you have your wealth.
I mean, you know what's so funny? Wait a minute, hold on just a second. They got the freeway and the streets closed, pretending they're working and fixing it. They're putting those 5Gs everywhere. Scotland.
Who said that?
Oh, Scottsdale ain't any. Okay.
Okay, that's another subject.
I know. And I'm gonna tell you something. You know what's really funny?
What?
If you think about it, it was something weird going on, right? Because why would they tell us we can't go out after 8 o'clock, but you can go out during the daytime? Okay. And I'm just saying, it's to a point that we are not really being told exactly what they really found out about it, except that they say it's killing people. And then they said that it started attacking all of the black people more than anybody else. And I start to wonder about that when, for real, in this country, man, this is nothing against anybody else, but black people have a strong immune system, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But what would cause us to be victims? Lack of doctors,
lack of doctors,
all those things.
The right nutrition.
Having the proper foods. If you go to different locations, different levels of food goes to different locations in the community.
Yes, and not only that, we need to have Dr. K to come on this show about her findings concerning about the food paradigm of what they gave to the public to go by, which is a lie, because and there's some other stuff that they didn't even share with the public that she will share when she comes into this program. I definitely got to have her to come in here to give the breakdown about that, so people could know what the government is keeping from them as they finding out right now.
Hey, okay, hold on just a minute. Lorenzo, my brother, welcome. Danielle, Angela, you see I was reading your comments. Thank you, Angela, for sharing them and continue to do so. Larry Harris, Frank Mosley, Vicky and Mike, much love, my family. Antonia, what's that? Antoinette Carter, Charlier Shepherd, which is my great nephew, Marlo Elliott, Sabrina McNear, Sam and Tay, Felicia Harris. And while my nephew is on, my nephew Charlier Shepherd is a pastor. He'll be one of my guests coming up Thursday. So y'all want to tune in for that. I wanted to do a shout out to him. God is good. He is an amazing young man. Y'all gonna be really blessed with some real good conversation with this young fella. Not because he's my great nephew, but because he is a God-fearing man. He has a book out, and he's just living a life, trying to do what he know is right, and he has some things that he definitely want to share. So I'm excited. And you may see him sometime on Facebook. Please listen to him because he got the Holy Spirit in him. Yeah. Okay, hey, go ahead, hey Rachel. So the more and more I start to think about this doesn't scare you a little bit?
No, not to me, because I know what to do. Because of what? I got wisdom from my grandparents way a long time ago, the way they raised me. Because this is not new to me. Because look at the past of all the other stuff that happened. Concerned about the flu, concerned about the what do they call it? The black. I forgot what it called.
The Black Plague.
Yeah.
I mean, really, what we know.
Those things that our grandparents went through, great grandparents went through in the past, and they used old remedies back then. But it's passed on down, like we were talking about family structure.
Hey, I know. Hold on a second. I got to read something else. The smartphones and TVs aren't our friends. they're another way of tracking and monitoring our African American moves. And you're right.
Yeah.
And that is so true. Let me say this. I don't like saying African Americans. I like saying Black Americans.
Tracking everybody.
But they tracking. Let me tell you something. I know when I was in the Marine Corps, we could sit outside your house and we could actually see right through the bricks and see the body movements and tell how many people was in the building and things like this. And this, I joined the Marine Corps back in 1979. And they was doing stuff like that back then. So can you imagine? Now we got these TVs and all that. I'm trying to tell you.
You know what? You talking about this is a scary thing, something to talk about. So I think that's Lynn's discussing that. Well, this could be a whole nother show, but it's tracking everyone for certain reasons.
Right.
And doing certain things in different departments because they really want to know where you're spending your money.
Yeah.
Where the dollar's going. There's tracking for that. And there's tracking concerned about cultures as well. So that's the behind the scene of study for some reason that they want to know everything. Not only that, that system will be able to track through your home. They'll be able to see in your house already with the smart TV.
That I mean, this is funny. That even
that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, this is something else.
I want to stay focused though.
This is another thing. This is something else. Now, even with all the smartphones and all this stuff, they're tracking us and they're making sure that they know exactly where we at. Let me tell you, this is for all the drug dealers. Let me explain something to you. If you think you selling drugs in the neighborhood, right, and don't nobody really know that's above you besides them people that you're selling the drugs to, you're a dummy. The only reason why they won't come get you is because you're doing what you're already completing their job. You're doing their job for them.
Doing their job. That's what they want.
The cost of technology. Come on, cuz.
Yeah.
Come on, cuz. Hey, Rachel.
Yes.
I ain't gonna cut you off, baby, but I'm gonna spin on some other things, and you call me right back, please.
Yeah, I have another caller that want to call in to tap on concern about that blueprint.
Yes, please.
So I'm gonna tell him to give you a couple more minutes to call you in because he gonna talk about that blueprint from a Marcus Garvey standpoint.
I'm waiting for that call. My mind is going. See, let me tell you, I got people that know something. Me and Rachel, you don't want me and her to get going because Rachel, this woman, she is, when I say real talk, that's real talk. She gonna give you the straight truth. She ain't sugarcoating it. And what she gonna tell you, if you don't believe it, try it. And then I guarantee you'll find out that she is blessed by the best by what she shares with other people. Because she is a woman that's my brother keeper and my sister keeper as well.
Oh, thank you.
So
look, I want to get off the phone and I hope that this conversation will continue all the way to next week because there's so many layers of discussion.
I know.
To get our community together while we're shut in or anytime and start developing our own community like everybody else.
Exactly. I like that. Matter of fact, guess what? That topic is tomorrow should be talking about the layers. How about that?
Yes.
We're talking about the layers of survival.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I got you. Hey, let me thank you, love. I love you.
Love you too.
Hey, cuz I want to go back. You said the cost of technology. The cost of technology. Let me tell you something. It's been in this world, in this country, more so than anything. See, people that have the money want to keep the money. If you think back in all the difference in level of people to people, power to power, power to think of people. Stay with me now. People up here, you got people right here, and then you got people down here. So what do? The people up here say, in order for us to stay up here, you got to keep those people right here, keeping these people down here under control. Let's keep them where they can't figure out everything that's going on. Because we want to stay up here so that we can get all the best fruit and we can have all the best medicine and we can do this and that. And it is what it is. I mean, really, some way, that's kind of the way of the world. So when we start to pay attention as humans, the monkeys, the lions, tigers, and bears all do it. The strongest bear, he wants to make sure he got the biggest area so he can eat the best. Okay? So he'll jump on another little bear, kill it, because he wants to keep control. You don't think that that's part of the process? Excuse me, the process of life? Where we at? Where we struggling? Excuse me. I'm telling you, we gotta be smart. We gotta get the blueprint. Listen to what I'm telling you. You got people don't want to listen to me. You know why? Because they'll look and say, oh, well, why? He ain't talking about killing nobody. He ain't talking about how I'm going to live better than the neighbor. He's not talking about she got raped over here or he got stomped over there. Do you know that when we so as black people, we get excited when we hear about violence and destruction because it was so much done to us that we started to embrace it. And the bad part is we got a lot of good white people in the country that they see it for what it is. They be looking at us wondering why we're not paying attention. They be like laying back and it's a lot on us. We got to change the way we're doing it. Change the blueprint. I got people, you know, I'm not going to say who told me this. Anyway, they said a lot of people might not want to listen to you because you're serious all the time. You got to start, you know, talking about some stuff that, you know, going to interest them. Yo, well, if I told you the way you can get those, them little tiny pills that make you think that you Superman, huh? And keep you high for 5 days, you know how many people might be listening? Versus the ones that I'm telling you need to change the blueprint on how you're doing things. Come on. And this is humanity. This is us as a human race. It's not really about color when it comes to surviving. We gotta change this. Now, let me say this. You know, not everybody wants to be on television. Not everybody want to get on stage. Not everybody want to be a celebrity. You know, certain people, they just have it in them. Okay? And I ain't mad at them. You know, some people do what they do. But then you got other people that look at those people and say, oh, they think they all that. They thinking that, but they won't go out there to try to better themselves. Reason most likely that happens is because they don't know how. But if you give them an opportunity and give them a different blueprint to follow, then they'll start changing. It's almost like you be on your job. You got some of your bosses don't want you to learn everything. You know why? Because then you'll get their job. As long as they can keep you at a level, then you know what? They can make you look less than them so they look like they doing what they supposed to do when half of them don't know what the hell they doing. Come on. It's a process. People to people. People keeping you down. Let me tell you when we think about this. I can't talk about the government. I can't. I can't talk about all that stuff up there. Because you know what? They'll make me this person, they'll cut me off for one. And especially when I really tell the truth. And then they'll start talking to me because everybody will start seeing the truth about some things. And now, listen to what I said. It's just use common sense. What did they give us free in this country? What? They don't even want to give us freedom. Let alone to tell me, okay, it's okay, you can go on and get your hair cut. Man, My wife been cutting my hair pretty good. She can keep cutting it. I don't want to put my barber out of business, but I'm telling you right now, I don't want to kill you either. We got to be smart. Where are we? What's going to happen tomorrow when they say everybody go back to work? Everybody going to go running out there? When they ain't even tell you how you really catching the virus? One day they said you can get it on the food. Then they said it'd be in the air. Then they said it's by touching. Come on. You know something what I thought about? If it was really, this virus was that crazy, they would have had people literally stationed all over in the areas where they know we mostly go and having people really monitoring us and saying, hey, you can come over here and get tested. Not nothing you got to stick in your body. Just saying, yo, you're a healthy person. We got a way to know that you don't have this, that you're not carrying this germ. But yet, they're going to tell us we can go back out. I tell you, Let me look at some of my notes here. Okay, I'm asking you, what is your plan? Do you have a plan for tomorrow? What are you telling your kids? Are you going to tell them to go out tomorrow when they say everything is okay and don't wear a mask? And don't just to go back doing what you was doing in the before this came about? Are you going to start telling them to how to structure themselves so that they can have their own business, so they can start being self-employed? You know, we can go in different levels with different things. I tell you, and I ask you, are you really prepared to return? Let me see. Okay, just keep it real. Do what you do. Do best, my brother. We're listening. I hear you. Thank you, Josephine. Thank you. Hey, Gwen. How you doing, sweetheart? Much love to you. You are a wonderful life coach. I wish you could video your talk and they could be used in prison for men and women. When schools are open, you could talk to middle and high school youth. Love you. Hey, let me tell you something, Teresa. I have certificates upstairs where I was going into the schools. Thank you. Because you know something? I almost talked in every high school in the DMV. Definitely up in Maryland and in Virginia. I was talking in the high schools and for a minute I had some of the principals were coming into the classroom when I was talking to them, and they wanted to know what was I saying that made these kids gravitate to me. And all I had to tell them is that I keep it real. I don't go in there sugarcoating anything. I let them know. I got a caller. Mr. John Black, how you doing, my brother? Hello? Let me see. Can you hear me?
What happened?
I got you. That was on my end. How you doing, sir?
Excellent. I was listening to your show. I've seen it a few times. I must have been following Rachel's thread, but no, you guys doing a great job. Great job.
Thank you, sir. Can you tell me a little bit about you, sir?
Well, I used to be a health and wellness practitioner, I guess, whatever. But I did radio for 10 years on the Harambe Radio Network.
Okay.
And I'm mostly a Garveyite, Marcus Garvey and the UNIA ACL.
Okay. And where you from, sir, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in Selma, Alabama at the moment. But
Okay.
I live in Las Vegas.
Okay, thank you. Sir, you first of all, I am honored that you took the time to call in. And it's gentlemen like yourself who've been doing this thing before me that paved the way for some of us to be at this level. So I thank you for whatever you contributed to our survival as a race in this country and as a human being as well.
Yeah, the name of my show was, I love the name of your title. The name of my show was The Real for Life Show.
Okay.
And the only thing about it, I was listening to your show, and I don't do argumentative, but I heard you ask Rachel the question, aren't you scared? Well, for one thing, fear. Fear should not belong in your vocabulary because that's an acronym for false evidence appearing real. CB19 is a typical example of you're not really seeing what you're looking at.
Right.
And the only question that I'll be through with, just think about this. I've been telling people all across the country, just think for a second. They said that the pandemic in New Orleans was caused by Mardi Gras. The week of February 25th. The following week, when the virus should be more potent the next week than the week before, most of the people from Mardi Gras, people from all over the world, was right here in Selma, Alabama for the 55th Bridge Crossing Jubilee. A lot of these people were from New Orleans, everywhere else, and the crowd was more dense. We were in more confined places. And when all this was over, New Orleans had a pandemic, we had 0 cases. So my only question is, explain that to me.
How about that? Isn't that crazy how this is what when we talk about let's pay attention to what's going on. We got people in certain areas that's still gathering and everything and you know, we here right in the metropolitan area, they're talking about how powerful this virus has been and everything, but I haven't seen one truck, not one vessel out going around saying y'all can line up and come and get tested and we can help you so that you'll know that you're okay to be able to take care of your families. I've not seen that nowhere.
But guess what, doctor? They tell you everything. Here it is. Stay away from this. They got you in a position where we as human beings, we strive on touching each other, being around each other.
Yes.
But the whole thing, but you overlook the same day that this CD19 broke out in Wuhan, guess what happened the same day?
What's that?
That was the day that they hit the switch for 5G.
Oh man, you know I'm one person that a lot of times I don't want to talk about things that I can't really give a lot of information. I've talked to quite a few people about that 5G thing, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't believe that this virus is basically hitting us as a you know, all over the world for, you know, like the flu.
I'll tell people to do 2 things for free. Follow the money, follow the grid. You know what the grid is, right?
The grid.
The grid is the electrical grid that goes around the whole United States.
Yes.
Grid. Follow the grid, follow CD19, follow 5G. And that should give you a hint. Everywhere that in the United States, Washington, that's one part, that's the west to east where it starts, going across countries. Everywhere 5G is prominent right now. You got 2 or 3 things in common. 5G, dense population, water. And there's a major port for the for the grid. Not saying I'm not being a conspiracy theorist like that, but it's just so many things that's coincidental that, you know, but the only thing I'm saying is don't be afraid.
Right.
And I tell people, don't listen to me, don't listen to you, don't listen to anybody. Do your own research and study microwave. Or just do some type of research. Just go on YouTube and start with the microwave. And while we at it, doctor, the first thing we need to do in our schools is have pull out Dr. Carter G. Woodson book. You know, he's the guy that started Black History.
Uh-huh.
And the name of the book is The Miseducation of the Negro. Start your research there and work your way up.
Say that again, the miseducation of Negroes.
Of the Negro, yes, Carter G. Woodson.
Carter G. Wilson. Can you write that down for me? Carter G. Wilson.
Woodson,
Woodson.
W-O-O-D-S-O-N.
Okay, Woodson. Correction.
And he's the first black guy to get earned doctorate from Harvard, but he's also the founder of what we call Black History.
Man. And that, you know, that's one of the things that we was talking about the other day that I think is so important for, I say, all Americans. Because even when I say this, Black history shouldn't be just taught to black people. It should be taught to all races at a level that they understand how we are structured as a people so that we'll be able to communicate and love one another without fear. Like you said.
Wait, let me tell you one more surprising fact that I can validate this one. Go to some of these so-called private white schools. A friend of mine from the education department said he was shocked right here in Alabama when he went to some of these classrooms that these white people, our black history, cannot touch the intensity the way they teach the white kids about us.
Right.
that they don't even teach us about ourselves.
Yeah.
Because you old Marine, I was in Vietnam, so, and I survived untouched because I understood and I respected my adversary.
How about that?
That's why I came out okay.
That
So
I can
they
concur.
are teaching them that we allow, but the sad part about it, and a lot of people get angry when I say this, but the first thing we need to do, or the first remedy we need for black people, and the first dose of medicine is stop killing each other.
Hey, okay. Hey, hold on a minute. Oh, cause see, look, where you going? That's what people need to hear. They need to know the truth.
It's real talk.
Hey, what you say is real talk. People to people, power to power, positive people. Let me tell you something. People to people. What they do, they throw that rock in there, a little piece of rock, and when I say a little piece of rock, it could be a crumb of bread or a crumb of money or a little something, and have us within our own neighborhood killing each other where they don't have to worry about us. We got to the point that we can't even walk by another black man without him gritting on you, especially a young one. A young one will look at you and you look at him wrong, he'll bust you in your mouth. With no problem. And don't have a problem going to jail. In
What happened is, if you study dogs and wolves, you have a better, please people in the country, don't get angry, listen to me. Study wild dogs and wolves to get an idea of the social order of these, and then you get an idea of why we do the things we do.
Right. I always tell people that. We all have an animal spirit in us. And we're no different. We're no different from them.
Well, we just like this. And another thing I'll tell people, like this CV-19, a lot of people forget 10th grade. The virus is not a true life form. Any virus. It must tap in on a live source in order to steal its RNA or DNA in order to replicate itself. A virus is not a true life form because it lacks the ability to reproduce.
Right. So somehow or another, when this virus did, however it came about, it had to be tampered with for it to be able to move as fast and as rapidly as it did.
Of course. I mean, it's like the thing about nature, the coloring process. I mean, this happens all the time. And that's why you have different seasons where nature culls out the wheat. But I'm not saying that a lot of people get it wrong. But if you got to look at it this way, brother. If you get hit by a bus this evening, you take it to the mall, and if the virus is present, you got hit by the bus, but CV-19 killed you.
I know. Don't hold on a minute. Hold on, Mr. Black. Hold on a second. Hey, we don't need them to have to start with us first. We need to work on getting us together and then worry about other races. Gwen, you're right. Hold on, Mr. John. Don't go nowhere. Let me say, we're killing each other, but the system is set up for that. It's so many of us that realize this, that we can kill a black man and you get 10, 15 years. You kick a white woman and you can get 10 or 15 years, maybe 30 years. The system itself is not really fair to us, but our problem is that, and this, some people might get mad at me, but we're dumb enough to fall for the trap. We continuously to go out there thinking that it's okay because I'm only going to do 10 years, when really all you're doing is helping eliminate your own race. And
guess what, dog? You want to do a little skip because I got to throw this one in there. Now, I want you to understand this. Up until the 3 civil rights workers were killed in Mississippi, that was the first time in American history that a white person was put on trial for killing a black person. And the only reason that happened, they had to bring the charges against them to get justice for the 3 white boys that was killed along with the black guy. Now, do your research. That's the first time in this country that a white man had ever been on trial for killing a black person.
How old are you, sir, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 76, yeah.
Yeah, and you know why I ask you? Because you got that wisdom and knowledge. And that's what I try to tell these young people. They need to talk to our ancestors. You got to talk to our elders, people who've been there, people who have experienced it, people that have the knowledge to tell them and let them know about pulling their pants up and walking like young kings and the girls starting to act like young queens so that we can see a difference instead of us walking around like mummies, like these mummies, dummies, and like wild animals. I mean, it's crazy. But when we got...
What happened was on that order. Remember the old saying, monkey see and what happened?
Monkey do.
No, but see, people laugh, but in the very beginning, in order to make it more sociable, acceptable, the original saying was, niggas see, niggas do. And if you think I'm lying, they saw one black person's pants sagging. And then you got people like, of all people, Dennis Rodman and Barnes, these people with all these stinking, nasty tattoos all over them. So the niggas see, and the niggas are starting to do.
Yeah. And well, I don't use the N-word.
No, I know the true definition. Another thing, I deal with the power of language.
Yes, sir.
When you look at the true meaning of the word nigger, and that's why I don't like white niggas, because a nigger is a person that is unschooled and untrainable. So that's what makes him almost less than an animal, subhuman almost.
How about that, man? But that was another thing that really bothered me, that we adapt to these things that's put out, like to show you the N-word, and then they put it where back in the day, they had it where the black men were wearing their pants below their waist because they were raping them, and they was doing it in the prisons because they was raping them and allowing it to happen in there. And then they started designing the pants to automatically drop on men like myself who don't. I don't want to walk around with my drawers showing, but now I got to watch it because the design of the jeans are designed to fall down, as you would say. They would say, monkey see, monkey do. Okay,
Right.
A lot of us get caught up. I had a young, a friend of mine who's a very, very good guy. He happened to be white. I love him because he keeps it real. Me and him have conversation. And I asked him one time, I said, what is it that you would tell some young black people from your perspective being a young white man in this country? He said that stop concentrating on trying to keep up with everybody else with the tennis shoes and start understanding how to save your money and make your money work for you. He said, with a lot of us are taught, and he was talking about white kids, we're taught about investing our money. We're taught about credit cards. We're taught about how to manipulate the system, all these things. He said, but what I see mostly in the black communities, hey, their interest is they want to have the best tennis shoes, they want to have the stylish clothes, they want to get these things, and they're not thinking about their future. I was like, man, when he told me that, I really liked him because he was honest with me. But it's just sad that our young people are not getting the right information.
Well, the whole key to life, regardless of what group or what race, what group you're in, is the whole key to life is to be, to do, to have. So you already got to be, and then you got to learn, become educated in order to do something constructive. And upon doing this, you can work and accumulate and have anything you want in this whole universe. But the whole thing wrong with the young boys is they don't want to have it all. They don't really want to do anything, or they start doing the wrong things to get it, and then they wind up killing each other, so you cease to be.
Right. When what you're doing is again, these are patterns set for us to annihilate ourselves. Hold on just a second. Gwen, you said we shouldn't even be still getting mad at them for calling us the N-word. We should now, oh, we should know who we are as a people. Hey, Gwen, you're right. We should know who we are as a people. But that's like you and me. You know that when I see you, I treat you like a lady. I treat you with respect. But I'm talking about the young people. We're talking to young people out here who don't have any respect for you. These are the ones that I worry about. And when I used to go into the schools and talk, I would go in there and the people used to get amazed at how I could walk into a classroom and identify with the ones who was in there having the worst problems. But what it was is that I then dealt with the truth of the matter. Most of them was abused, uneducated, and they were scared. Now, hey, Mr. Black, you said don't use the word scared, right?
Fear.
Fear.
You can be scared, but then fear is an acronym. Think about it. False evidence appearing real. Anything that you're afraid of, there is no problem outside of you that the answer is not within you. If you just stop and think about it, because in every adversity there is a seed of equal, if not greater, benefit.
Sir, that is powerful. Can you say that one more time?
In every adversity, there is a seed of equal, if not greater, benefit, regardless of what it is, providing you don't get hung up on the negative.
Right. My grandmother always told me take a negative and turn to a positive. You always do that.
That's the way to do it, yeah.
And when you do that, then you start to rationalize and you move in a positive direction, and then you will solve your problem. I got a gentleman who is, I consider a friend. He's a coworker. He always tell me, he said, don't worry about a problem you can't fix right away. He said, let it be what it is. Only fix what you can fix. You spend your time worrying about something you can't fix, you're wasting a whole lot of unnecessary energy. That's what we do. That's what we do. Hey, Mr. Black, I appreciate you calling in. And please, share the word down in Alabama. Hey, it's people to people, power to power, positive thing to people, real talk with Rodney Grimes. And we doing this thing up here. And we want to continue to look out for each other. I take my hat off to you. I salute you. And I welcome you as a black man that I consider an elder and a wise man that I look up to and receive your knowledge.
And I'll be sure to put your information out on my webpage, on my chain, everything, to make sure that you gain more notoriety. And it's all about, us helping each other, because the teamwork makes the dream work, and there's no such thing as I in team.
My man, I love you. I love you. I love you so much. Some days I feel a little nervous, but you know what? It's when I hear a gentleman like you that got this wisdom, you inspire me to keep doing what I'm doing. And I just want to say again, thank you. God bless you. And you continue to move forward. And please know that there's people out here like myself that receive your message 100%. Okay?
Okay. Thanks for allowing me to call in. Thanks to Rachel for being both our friends.
Oh, that's right. I love her. She a queen. And you just keep tuning in. And anytime you want to call, just call, because I love talking to you.
Will do. Okay. Take care and enjoy. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. God bless. Oh, man, God is good. I enjoyed that. See, this is what I'm talking about. I like when we have one of our wise men speak and share information. That's what I want you to do. I want all of you to do that. Let me see something. Okay. But Mr. Black is telling some good stuff. He was telling some good stuff, wasn't he, Gwen? He was telling some good stuff. This brother knows who he is as a black man. And he knows that we don't need white folks in our business. We got to fix our own problems. Let me say something like that. Let me say something to that. We're in America. And I don't want it to be where we are looking where white people over here and black people over there. I mean, I know we can live together as a people. But Gwen, you're right. See, I can't look for a white man to fix my household. I got to fix my household myself. Because a lot of people don't want to acknowledge it, but white people have a lot of problems too. They got a lot going on in their world. Okay? They're really not that much different from us. They're really not. I mean, I don't want to be racist, because when I think about the history, they had their way of doing things that was totally different from us. But at the same time, we ate the same foods, we could wear the same clothes, and if they penetrated us, we could have their babies, and if we penetrated them, they could have our babies. So we are really, really tied in together. But it is for us, especially in this country, that black people, we have to change how we treat each other. We have to get ourselves in order. Stop being where we're mad at each other. Had you ever noticed when you go in the store, and I've seen this happen many times, I can have a white person be in front of me, and the black person just working behind the counter be laughing and joking with them, and then when I come up, they don't even say, how you doing? They'll look at me or grit on me, waiting for me to say something negative for them to cuss me out. And I'll be looking, I'll be like, what is this? This is by design. This is by design. We have to change the way we do it. We got to change the blueprint on how we go about things. So it's all of us. It's all of us. And let me tell you, it is so, so important that we focus. Again, Williams, Malik, Barbara Allen, Caprice. How do you pronounce that last name? Chambly. Caprice Chambly. Welcome, Desi and Troy, Bernadette Felton. Much love. I'm telling you, look, get with your grandchildren. Get with them and talk to them about history. What was the name of that book he said to get?
The Miseducation of a Negro from Carter G. Wilson.
The Miseducation of a Negro by Carter G. Wilson. Get that book. We need to get that. I tell you, it's just amazing that if we as a people stop beating each other down and putting each other down, that we'll see some growth within us. I'm just excited. You don't have the ability to be racist. I wish I could call and we have stopped thinking that we need them. What you not getting is that we have to focus on us. No, Gwen, I know, babe. I understand. I know we have to focus on us. We have to make the change within our neighborhoods. We have to do all that and make a difference, because it's important that we start at home. I tell people that all the time. It's all about you starting at your table, at your dinner table, with your children, your grandchildren. You know, one of my kids had a tendency to talk to me a certain way, and I used to say to this one child, I say, don't talk to me like that. And I was wondering, where did that come from? Because I didn't raise a child to be disrespectful, right? So anyway, the more and more I thought about it, I was thinking about how it is outside, how the information latch onto them, and then they bring it back to us. And if you tolerate it, then they'll continue to do it. I don't tolerate it. You're not going to disrespect me. I don't care who you are. We're not having it. And I don't disrespect other people, so I try to give what I want to receive. When I used to speak in the schools, I used to walk in there and I let them know, when I come in, I would be right off the bat, I let them know, I love you. I would ask some of the people, I walk up to them and say, did anybody tell you they love you today? And some of the kids were looking at me like, what? I said, all I want you to do is just answer the question. Did anybody tell you they love you today? And some of the boys would say, no, ain't nobody told me they love me today. And he said with an attitude, and then I say, well, guess what? I do. I do love you. And then before the class is over, the kid is walking up to me, and most of them, they started calling me Pops. Or they said, Mr. Grimes, can I have your card? Can I call you? Yes, you can call me. Welcome, welcome. Yes, Miss Rachel. It hit home, didn't it?
Yes. Was that a good call or what?
Yes, it was fantastic. Fantastic.
I did. And thank you for God for giving me that information to call him. When I saw the title, I said, hold it. When we had our discussion, I know exactly who to call. My mentor. Yeah.
Well, hey, that brother was right on point, and I was so happy that he called in, and it was just amazing. So
it added fire. It added fire to what the topic is, and he has so much more knowledge to share to our community. He does, and I just want people to listen to him with an open heart, and I enjoy reading the comments from the audience, so I'm on here now communicating with him in the background and let him know he did an awesome job. And anyway, so I just wanted to share him with you guys, and so that you know this is real. This is about real talk. People to people, what?
Power to power.
What?
Positive thinking people. I love you.
These are positive thinking people.
That's right. So, hey, I'm just telling everybody that God is good. We don't want to run over time. The time is up.
Yes.
So, Crystal Ferguson, Shannon, who is that? Amina
Meadows.
Amina Meadows, Don Jared, my homeboy, much love and respect. Hey, please, if y'all didn't get a chance to listen to this whole program, please go back and listen to it. Please share it. Please let people know that God is good and that, we are trying to move forward. People to people, power to power, positive thinking people. Guess what? We're going to continue this tomorrow because it's so much more we could talk about. So just tell people to tune in tomorrow because it's real talk. Remember also on Thursday we have Charlotte Shepherd, a young pastor that's going to be coming on, and I have some other pastors who's going to be joining as well. And we'll be talking. I'll be able to give their names out tomorrow once we confirm that they are going to join us on Thursday. We also have date night on Friday. You don't want to miss that. That's for all the people who want to come on. You don't have to be a couple. You can have a date by yourself. Just come on and we talking good energy, good positive things, and we keeping it real. And I want you all to know, guess what? It's real talk with Rodney Grimes, people to people, power to power, positive things. People, I love you and be safe.